Papua New Guinea is a country that is patrilineal and very male dominated in most of the cultures. And there's 800 languages, so probably 800 cultures, but a very male dominated culture. This is Roger. I'm coming from MSC Mission Office. You're with Mission Alive. I spoke yesterday of International Women's Day and a lot of the work that the sisters had done over the years. I spoke of a lot of women who had achieved much, and there has been much achieved in recent years, but there's still much to do. So I want to tell a couple of stories about Papua New Guinea. Coming up to independence in the 60s, when it was announced that independence was coming soon, the sisters, our sisters, Daughters of Our Lady of the Sacred Heart, said, we have to get our girls ready for independence. So they began high school training for girls. So we had the girls' school at Yule Island, a girls' school out of Port Moresby, Bomana, called Marionville, and another school on Manus at Papitalai. And at the same time, the Notre Dame sisters in the Highlands began that college called Notre Dame out of Mount Hagen. And they have educated and prepared hundreds, thousands of girls to take their place in the workforce and in the life of the nation. And many of those girls have achieved great things. And that is a credit to the work of the sisters, the vision of the sisters, and also in many places the support that they have received from dioceses and from many priests and the people, men and women, who have sent their girls to those schools. On another level, a village level, there's been a couple of interesting stories. I might have told you once about a chief in a village in the Papuan region in the Roro area. The women came to him one time. I think it was the lead up to Christmas. And the custom was often at Christmas, all the boys go to town, they get heaps of grog and they get roaring drunk and disturb the whole village with yelling and shouting and violence and fighting. And the women went to this guy as a chief. He's a good man, a very good chief, took his position very seriously. And they said to him, you're the chief, you have to do something. We are sick of all the noise and the swearing and the fighting, so you have to do something. And he did. Called a meeting of many chiefs, the village police, the village magistrates, and he instituted many changes in that area. And after he told me that, I was at a conference I had for chiefs. I met him some months later and I said, how's the village? And he said, the people said they'll love it. At least they can sleep at night now. And they had the best Christmas they'd ever had. So this was the power of women working. And as we all know, there's that saying, behind every great man is a great woman. Behind every successful chief, there is a woman who is his wife. And the women have a great influence. However, there's still a way to go yet that the woman can be chief or leader in her own right. I'm not too sure when that's going to happen in Papua New Guinea, but you never know. Another story I heard was from Manus Island, and the women there, often if they were the wife of a chief or a big man, a leader, when that man died, they had to go into mourning, which meant they had to dress in black, raggy, old clothes, not look nice at all, shave their heads, put ashes on themselves and soot and stuff, and look pretty awful, until such time as it was deemed okay to have a feast and they could remove the black clothing and wash and dress properly. So one stage in a village, I don't know where it was, some women got together and they themselves went, had a big wash, changed their clothes, put on their smart gear, then went to the men who were sitting on the platform, probably discussing all kinds of highly important matters, and said, "We've had enough. We're not going to do this anymore. You know, we've had enough. And you, Ben, you've got to change things. But we're not going to do this anymore." And the men had nothing to say. They just said, "Well, okay, all right." And so they changed a custom, which is a big thing to change a custom like that. So all this is part of what we try to do as church, to influence people, to educate people, to institute change that is good for people. And this is part of our mission. Thank you.